Um, so first things first, let's decide, well, what website we do want to use. So, James, have you been through the websites and figured out which one you're going to go with? Is it like the creative finance website or is it something else? Or maybe
Yeah,
you
I
want
have not. On the other system, I just had it linked to a calendar page.
so what we're going to do right now, I know we want to use the house buyer right now. Okay. So let's go back to the domains, right? Um, now this is really important. I want you guys to choose the one without the www, okay? Because even if they put www, it's still going to forward to the original one, okay? Because this is your main domain, okay? So we're going to click on the three dots for this one without the www, and we're going to click on edit, and we're going to choose the default page. So again, right, there's so many websites already built in here. Well, we want the house buyer, right? But we also want to link it to the home page. Okay. Now, you could go and link it in the settings in your websites and do it over there, but you still got to come back over here and click on the home page. Okay. So I believe we had this because High Level updated their system. We didn't have this in the previous training, but so this is where you want to select it currently right here. So if we select house buyer and home, well, what's going to happen is if we open up this website, right? It might not open. It might take a few minutes for it to load, but it should open up your website right away. Okay, like this. If it didn't, then you probably had an issue, right? That means you probably did it through the sites, right? And you chose under settings because this is where you can select your domain as well. But unfortunately, the way high level is designed, you still got to go all the way back over there and reorganize. So let's go ahead and refresh this. I do want to make a note, right? You can see this is already set up for compliance, but the terms and conditions and privacy policy links here do still need to be updated. And I'll show you how to update them now. And then, of course, you got some testimonial stuff you could update. Other than that, the website's completely built out, done for you. You don't even have to think about it. Most people just use it for credibility. You could probably update your logo. Notice here at the bottom what I meant by it automatically produces your friendly business name and it provides your email and phone. So if you don't want this information to show up, you can either remove it or you could hard code it to something else. Um, but nonetheless, let's go back over here um, and let's actually briefly just go over this, right? I think we chose what the house one. So house buyer. Uh, you'll notice we have all of these pages, but the ones we really care about is the privacy policy and the terms of service for compliance, right? Because right now you have a form on here, right? And so if I go ahead and click on edit in the editor, I'll be able to see which form is linked. Okay. And again, this is super important, guys. So these are all set up, but notice how this one's set up using the cash offer form, right? So we want to go to our forms and update these terms of service and privacy policy with our new domain that we just put in. Okay. This is why that has to be done on your end. So right off the bat, we already know this is the cash offer one. And I already have the website open right here. If I go ahead and click on these, let's say I click on these, where does it go? Right? It just goes to a failed domain, right? But if I go to the bottom and I click on privacy policy in terms of service, it opens them up, right? Well, looks like it's not linked correctly either. We'll have to fix that. Um, but essentially, you want your privacy policy in terms of service. So let's go back in here into the house buyer. Let's click on settings. Let's verify that this is set up on here on your domain. Okay. If it's not, select it. Again, the one without the www. And we can go ahead and remove this extra path at the end. Let's go ahead and save this. And then, oh, we got another funnel on here. So we'll let it go. Um, let's go ahead and open up our privacy policy and let's go ahead and open up our terms of service as well. Okay. Um, but right now we have the terms of service and we have the privacy policy open up. We need this information in order to update the form. So what I need to go to is the forms, and we already have these built out. We just need to modify the website form. And so we're going to go to the cash offer. And again, if I'm going too fast, slow me down. But basically, there's the message here at the bottom. We need to select the terms of service here, or terms and conditions. Click on the three dots, click on the link, and we need to change this with our terms of service link. So ours is, header on properties backslash terms of service. So we need to select it, and yours could have a number at the end of it, depending on how it was set up. But we're going to put that in. We're going to click on confirm. Then we're going to go to our privacy policy, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to copy it, and we're going to update this with the new hyperlink. Change the BILT Leads Pro, confirm, and we're going to save it. It's literally that simple. So once we go back though, and let's say I go back to, I think this one's not going to work with WW yet. So we'll just load this up. Now, if I click on these, what should happen? Well, it should go to the terms of service and privacy policy. So what did it do? It went to the terms of service and it opened up the privacy policy. So that means we have that set up. Let's see if the bottom ones are working now. It looks like they are. They're working now as well. So we just needed to give it a few minutes. Sometimes when you put a freshly domain in there, it takes a minute. So don't worry if it's not in there. Just wait 5 minutes. I know a lot of people like to submit support tickets right away. Just give it 5 minutes. But now the website is essentially up and running, right? Like there's nothing wrong if you search the domain now that you have inside your system. So for example, ours is header on properties, and you paste it in. It should be running full-fledged, no issues. You probably want to change your logo and some stuff, but it's ready to go. And it's compliant for Twilio because this is a requirement, and so is a privacy policy and terms of service. They're written out in a way that's compliant. So that's the website. Simple. If it was me setting this up without explaining it, I probably would have gotten it done in 5 minutes.